Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to GameAimPLUS, the podcast. I'm your host, DaBoiGee.
And I'm just Danny.
Just Danny. Don't call him nothing else, unless you want to. Okay. In this podcast, we are going to talk about a Goofy movie.
Yeah.
Yes, the Disney movie. A Goofy movie. Classic, amazing movie. And I don't know what you want to, it could be, we're just talking about it, review, whatever, but we're going to talk about everything that has to do with a Goofy movie. Just that one. Not part 2 and not part anything else. There you know what I want. But yeah.
It's crazy to think it's been 30 years. I was 5.
Were you 5? Yeah. I don't even know how old. I was 6.
6, yeah.
Yeah, you don't even know our ages. Do the math. Anyways, 30 years is crazy. Yes. That is, dang.
And you know what bothers me too? Because this is like literally like, I see a lot of people now saying, "Oh, this is my favorite Disney movie." This is literally like my favorite Disney cartoon, right? But it's crazy that the Goofy movie really only started getting recognition 10 years ago at a Disney event, bro.
Yeah,
it's crazy, bro.
That's sad.
Yes,
that's sad because originally when the movie first even came out, it wasn't even.
It was considered a flop, bro.
It was considered a flop, and they almost were almost gonna drop the entire movie.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that they never did because it ended up being one of the greatest animated Disney movies ever, like ever.
It's sad that it wasn't even in the theaters for a long period of time, bro. They pulled it real quick.
That's sad. It's so good because I put it up there with it's like literally probably top 3 of my Disney movies. Could possibly be my favorite Disney animated movie.
It is my favorite. It's 6 next to Big Hero 6 for me.
Oh, Big Hero 6 is that high for you?
Yes.
It's Big Hero 6 is amazing, but
for me it is. For me,
it hit your top 5.
It's top 5 for me.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it is a phenomenal movie, and that Stan Lee worked on that. Oh, R.I.P.
But anyway,
that's a whole other video. But
but for me, it's number 1.
You number 1?
Yes.
I'll be feeling I want to put it number 1, but I don't want to feel like I have to put it, but like of a biasness of doing this video. But it was my number 1 at 1. All right. So my 3 it'd be like a Goofy movie, Lion King, and Aladdin. But it rotates, because I can't put not just one of them number 1. Like I feel like I cannot. It rotates when it feels like it.
The reason why the Lion King's not my number 1 is because it's expected. You know what I'm saying? For people,
exactly.
It's my top 5. Obviously, it's top tier.
Yes,
but
absolutely.
The reason why the Goofy movie is my number 1, and it hit my number 1 twice, because when you watch it from a kid's perspective, for me, I'm like, oh man, Max is that guy.
You think.
And then I watch it from a dad perspective,
now,
and I'm like, yo, Goofy is that guy, bro.
Yeah, Goofy was cool. Man, I don't care.
Goofy is the dad that I wish I had. And I didn't have a dad growing up.
I know.
You know I'm saying?
R.I.P. my dad, but yeah,
rest in peace to my dad. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, oh my God.
But yeah, he was the dad that I feel like everyone needed, bro.
Yeah, man. He's goofy, funny, caring. He was there. You know what I'm saying? Like the
understanding.
Yeah,
and I'm speaking like he's a real person.
Yo, for real. Goofy's awesome, bro. And the fact that it just sucked that Max was so basically embarrassed and ashamed of him, and I get it.
But here's the thing, though, right?
He's goofy.
I don't think he was embarrassed of his dad, bro. For me, and this is my opinion, Max was struggling with his own identity.
Yeah.
He felt like he was in the shadows of who his dad was. And thought that was gonna affect him in life.
Yeah.
But clearly, Shorty didn't even care.
She didn't. Ever since
but when you realize that Max was struggling with his identity, when you listen to On the Road Again, right? No, not On the Road Again.
Not
Not On the Road Again. After Today.
Oh, okay, got you. Okay, I thought we were talking about this. All right.
There's a one part where he says, She looked right through me. You know what I'm saying? Right, but I cannot blame her.
And who could blame her? I know the
and
words.
Then he says, I need a new me.
It's a positive proof that I'm not just a goof. Right. So
that just goes to show
you
the
bars were just the words in that song.
You know, when he says, like, she looked right through me, but who could blame her? You know what I'm saying?
And it's funny.
So he's not giving himself enough credit. And then he's saying, I need a new me because, like, I don't want to be tied to like me just being a goof like
or thinking that's what I'm supposed to be.
Yeah, you feel me? So I feel like it wasn't so much of his dad. It was so much. I think it was more of
becoming him
because he was trying to prove himself even in school.
Yeah,
he was just trying to prove himself.
Friends, Roxanne,
which unfortunately reflected like his, you know, the way he was with his dad. Like he wasn't appreciative of what he actually had.
What he had,
you know, because if you look at Pete and PJ, you feel me? They would have like, I mean, you know, Pete he was an active father, but he was kind of crap. He was a crappy father. So like you start to think like
Pete was. Yeah.
I mean, Pete was something else.
See, and it's like, but he was there too. And speaking now that we're talking about it, where are the moms in this movie? Even Roxanne. Where's Roxanne's mom? We see the dad. Bro, the big bowl coming out.
Well, she could have been inside the crib though,
maybe,
right?
But we never hear nothing about her.
Where was Pete's other son?
I forgot about him.
Yeah, was it?
And where's the mom? Because he has a mom. We seen is Goof Troop before a Goofy movie? Is it?
So you gotta realize that Goof Troop, it was years before. So they made a Goofy movie in a sense of they're already like teenagers because in the Goof Troop they're like young.
Yeah, they're younger. They little bit.
You mean they're like high school.
See,
you mean?
See, no, where's the mom and little brother? Like what? Anyway, we ain't gonna get into that. But what happened? There's no moms nowhere. No moms.
Well, you know, theory is that like Goofy's wife died. That's the theory. But why didn't they mention Pete's other son? Was it Pistol?
I forget his name. I forget his name. Honestly,
but I think it was Pistol. Anyway,
I forget him. I don't even remember.
Why he wasn't even in there? They could like, oh, he's somewhere in the back cleaning, like
something.
And the reason why they really took them out because like the one scene when they're in the hot tub.
Yeah.
And Goofy's like, oh, my son loves me, and Pete goes, my son respects me. He didn't say sons.
He
says my son.
Took the S.
So like it sucks that they like took them out. Not that they needed them in the movie to make the movie, but like Disney is infamous for like taking out parents, bro. One parent.
Yeah, like
it's like and like we've been like I don't know, man.
It's crazy.
It sucks that they took out like what happened. I mean, that could explain like why Goofy felt the way he felt because like I lost my wife and now I'm losing my son.
Yeah, and they never even dove deep into the mom where the mom is. I don't even think they really talked about it at all.
No,
in the movie. Like there was nothing mentioned about a mom, what happened to her, what went on, where is she at, and the Pete we know they got a Pete has a wife. There's a mom there. And
now, it could have been
they could at least, maybe like a little snippet. They didn't have to keep her in the movie, but they could show her off a little bit.
Or they would have said like, oh, this is a father-son trip. My son, it's a father-son trip. But in theory, PJ didn't even deserve to go on a trip because he he messed up at the end of the school year.
Yo, they all got in trouble. And Robert Zimmerowski.
But you can tell like there was a disconnect between Max and Goofy because as soon as he got home from school, he was like, "Oh, hey pops, how you doing? Oh, you going on a trip?" Like it's like it was like, you mean
it's me and my best buddy. Oh, Donald Duck? No, silly, with you. The zooming was crazy. He was like, boy, just dropped. That was classic. And then, speaking of that too, because Donald Duck and Mickey Mouse, they're in the movie. Right. Yeah. So it's like that. They weren't even like irrelevant because when they do when they're going on the
road
trip,
again. But that's not the only scene they're in.
No, they're not. I know. So and then we see Donald and Mickey like hitchhiking.
They're trying to hitch a ride to California,
so
bro.
Why didn't Goofy?
Did you know that, right? They're trying to hitch a ride to California.
That's literally where they're going. And
not just that, bro.
That's literally where they're
I feel like, man, when you watch it like as an adult, on the road again. That whole sequence gives away the movie.
It does.
Did you know Pyline's in that movie?
In the movie?
Yeah. No, he's in the scene. He's in that scene.
Well, not Powerline, but I know the big chick.
No.
The big chick is in the highway. She is.
The big chick's on the highway with her husband.
The first time.
And then the limousine, you see the hand waving. And they're
all that's him.
They're all heading to California, bro.
Okay, I remember the limousine.
The nuns are heading to California.
I'm dumb. Why did I ever put that together with the limo?
Oh, bro, the nuns are throughout the whole entire movie, bro.
Yo.
The 3 nuns.
I only see...
Nah, man.
I've seen this movie. I've seen the movie a million times.
They were in the diner.
They are in the diner.
Bro, they're throughout the entire movie, bro.
I forgot they were in the diner.
Literally, you spot them girls at almost every stop that they make, bro.
That's crazy. And then also Mickey and Donald, they're also headed to the Powerline concert.
And they're in the concert.
They're in the concert. Like, you gotta like pause the movie and like you gotta like look because they're there in the crowd. Like, you know what I mean?
And Disney's done that with Goofy, Donald Duck, and Mickey Mouse. I mean, not to get off this movie, but they did that in The Little Mermaid. In The Little Mermaid. When they're like, it's like the one scene where they show like all the mermaids, Goofy, Donald, and Mickey, they're in the ocean, like in the water.
What are they doing?
Chilling, I guess. I don't know.
Chilling.
But
it's underwater, just breathing.
That whole song like kind of gives away the movie already, bro. Like it gives away like
all the people or what's everybody doing or where they're going.
The majority are heading to California, bro.
What about the dude that was going to jail? Was he?
Nah.
Where was he at? I didn't see him later on.
Nah, he was going his way.
He was going somewhere. He was going to the concert.
Did you see like the mafia car and the guy like in the trunk with the cement? Cemented to his feet like he's about to get killed.
Oh my God! What?
In that scene,
I gotta watch this again.
There's a car driving and a trunk pops open, and there's a guy tied up in the back seat with cement cemented to his feet.
Oh my God!
Like,
I'm blind. I gotta watch.
I'm telling you.
See this movie like 100 times.
Bro, there's so many gems that you miss like when you're a kid, but when you're an adult, like cause they had to throw like adult references in there.
Every kid movie they do, but when you're a kid, you ain't gonna catch on to those adult jokes. You know what I mean? Like you're not gonna catch on them when you're a kid, but when you're an adult, you're like, oh, look at your kid. Like I hope they didn't understand that. Here's
another one that I feel like people didn't catch, right? So you know the scene where it's Goofy and Max are in the car, Bigfoot sleeping on the roof, and Goofy sleeping, and this is like the scene where he's like writing a song, writing a letter to
Roxanne,
and he's like, sorry I lied, blah 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 blah, and he gets mad and hits the dashboard.
Yeah, and
the map falls out.
The whole map, the whole thing.
He makes the decision to change the map. You mean Goofy wakes up? How many cups of sugar
does it take to get to the moon? He's like
3.5, right? 3.5.
yeah.
So after he did that, he rips up the letter and he throws it out the window, and a piece of the letter gets stuck on the branch, and it says, "I lied, bro." And I caught that. Yeah, I seen that. I like it. I think that's so. And you start to think like, man, like the whole time, like it's like he didn't know how to communicate with his dad.
He didn't.
Even like a couple seconds before that, when they're talking about like the AB, like the alphabet soup. Yeah. And when he hands him the cup, it
Hi
says
Dad
Hi
soup.
Dad.
It
says Hi Dad. And like, man, like when I watched it a year ago, bro, and I'm like, I'm a newly dad. You feel me?
Yeah.
When I watched it a year ago and I saw that, I'm like, man, like even though Max was a jerk to his dad, bro, I almost understood him too, though, because like I think we've all struggled with growing up, especially like going to high school. You struggle with your identity, like who are you? Who are you gonna become? And me not ever having that relationship with my dad, it was almost like, man, that hey dad was more like I love you.
Yeah,
because that's how Goofy took it.
Yeah.
And the fact that like he didn't know how to talk to his dad, and he hands, man, it's just like, bro, even you already know that's my daughter's favorite movie.
Yes.
And she every day we're watching it now. Ever since I put her onto it, she knows the songs. She knows the
best, like literally probably the best songs in Disney
animation. And every time
animation.
that scene comes on, bro, like it pulls my heartstrings, bro. Like oh man, like I hope my kids don't ever feel that way, But it's like Goofy is the prime example of what a dad should be, bro. It's just like
and he literally is, and And I think that's cool how they even brought that whole concept with just a single dad doing what he's supposed to do for his son, and his son is a teenager. And his son in the movie is your typical teenager. You know, your kids, when they're younger, they love you. They want to be around you. They want to do stuff with you. And then it sucks because a lot of the times, a lot of parents, they don't appreciate that. And they don't realize they're going to miss it later, because once kids, they become teenagers like Max, it's like when they become teenagers, they want nothing to do with their parents.
Right.
And it's like it don't even be nothing the parents did or what they do. It's just they become teenagers and they just either want to just be with their friends, or if you mean to me, being with my parent isn't cool anymore. And especially when it comes to Max and Goofy, because Goofy's a goof. You know what I mean? So obviously, you know, Max, like you said, his identity thing, and even with the dream or the nightmare, actually, in the beginning of the movie, you know what I'm saying? It's him transforming into Goofy, and you know what I mean? And then, like, yeah, you know what I mean? So he thinks he's gonna become that. You know what I'm saying? That's what he thinks like his future is. And it doesn't have to be that way. That's not what you're going to be. Just because your dad is a goof doesn't mean you're gonna be a goof. I mean, you're a goof, but you're not goofy.
He's fearing that he's gonna become that, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that's exactly what he needed to become, because at the end of the movie, he was himself. Like he learned that lesson, and Goofy's like, you just gotta own up to it. You know what I'm saying?
That whole line thing's a right example.
Yeah, crazy. Man, and realizing like, when the car blows up and he comes through the roof. He comes to the roof and he's like, this is my dad. You know what I'm saying? It's like,
enchanté, mon ami.
You got the coolest dad, dog.
Like, man, and he survived that. Like, what? Your dad is the best, bro. What are you talking about? Like, that's what I'm saying. And and the whole thing with him lying to Roxanne, I wish he never did that. And I don't like that Roxanne was like, oh, it's okay. I'm sure I can find somebody else. Like, what? Damn, girl, like that quick?
Nah,
like,
they had to spice it up, though.
I know.
It had to happen because
they had to make him lie.
That made the movie.
It did make the movie. It did.
You know what I'm saying?
It sucks, but then it's like Max had to lie, right? And it's just you shouldn't have to lie about going on a trip with your father. Like, it's like that's not a bad thing.
And you know what I realized too? That Max and PJ, they're friends, but they actually weren't friends with Bobby, bro. Because you would think they were from the beginning, but first of all, he made him pay for the even though it was the can of cheese.
Need funded, bro.
Yeah, right. Cheddar!
Cheddar with it!
Right? But at the end of the movie, when the concert's going on, he was like, that goof kid ain't there. Like, he said it like we're not friends.
Exactly.
And then like he retracts like, oh, that's my boy, when he did see him on screen, bro.
I say that every time.
So I noticed that they weren't really friends.
Acquaintances.
Yeah. Bobby was just that kid that he was just cool with everyone, but he didn't really have friends.
Yeah, he would.
I mean, would you have been friends with Bobby back in the day? I know I wouldn't have.
Bobby was cool though.
I think
because Robert Zimmerowski.
Yeah, because I think Bobby would have been the type of friend that my mom wouldn't wanted me to hang out with.
He's the one that gets you in trouble. Obviously.
Yeah.
Because like even when they were trading off for, they were already. It was like a business deal. It wasn't even like a friendship. You know what I mean? It was like they had to go meet up Bobby. Bobby's the one that brought all of the TV, the equipment, the camera, that did everything. You know what I mean? He put it all together. But it was basically just a business deal. You know what I mean? They gave him Cheese Whiz, the spread. You know what I mean? Whatever. I guess that was his price.
We all know what that was.
But you know what I mean? You know, as adults, we know how they're trying to, what they're trying to make that scene. But it's still funny. You know what I mean? It's hilarious. And yeah, so I said the same thing, and then you don't see him the rest of the movie. You know what I mean? Max runs into PJ later on during the camping trip.
But they're boys, though.
But they're, you know what I mean? Like, because they're boys.
Even though, like, Pete's a crappy dude, him and Goofy are friends.
Yeah,
because I think they're complete opposites.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
But, I lost my train of thought.
Pete and Goofy, like, they're why they're friends. It's weird.
Yeah, but they're complete like opposites. PJ and Max, they're friends. You feel me? They're boys. Oh, yeah. They're like brothers. You feel me? Because, and in hindsight, like, I think PJ wish he had more of a dad like Goofy. You know what I'm saying? Because even in the beginning, like, oh man, my dad's gonna kill me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and Max,
my dad's gonna squash me like a bug.
Yeah. The only thing Max was worried about is that he didn't really get his chance with Roxanne.
Yeah.
Well, at least he didn't think he was gonna get that chance. He wasn't worried
about
his dad.
You know what? And then this is what I'm saying too, because Pete is a jerk. All right. But once again, he's a father. He is there. He ain't the best father. He's not the nicest father. But sometimes under your thumb, Goof. Sometimes you gotta have some rules with your kids and some strictness. So I get that part where he was trying to tell Goofy.
I think Disney gave that balance, bro.
Yeah. So and like I think both of them together was cool, but like Pete alone, no. But what I always noticed too, after the whole concert. When Max did the thing at school, taking over the auditorium, and some people settle for the typical things, living all their life, spending it in the wings, it ain't a question. Yeah, I know the whole song, but I'll stop there because I can do the whole thing. But when he does that, boom, boom, principal comes back up, stops the whole thing, gets him in trouble, calls his dad, boom, boom, boom. You got suspended probably, I'm pretty sure. You know what I mean? Like, maybe not expelled, but he got suspended. I got you, we're going to But so now, so the fact, then he runs home and does the song again, all cool, gets home, and then Goofy's there preparing for this trip. I don't know why Max even thought that after this whole performance, getting suspended, getting in trouble, that you thought you was about to go to a whole party with Roxanne. But Goofy being Goofy, he probably would have just let him go to that party.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So this trip wasn't a punishment. It was something to try to teach him, guide him, and keep him out of trouble.
The trip was basically
and to connect.
He thought that. So, this is what I got out of it, right?
Go ahead.
So, I don't think that Pete agreed with how Goofy fathered his son, right?
Not at all. Didn't like the way he was raising him or how he too buddy.
Yeah.
I don't fool you with that buddy.
But so, Pete getting in his ear when they were at work and the principal calling, he's like, oh, I gotta save my son, right? Yeah. I think either way, with or without the trip, Max was going to be fine, right? Because Goofy understood, this is one thing Goofy understood, right? Goofy understood that he was just a teenager going through the motions. Yep. And if his mom really died, bro, he has a whole lot of empathy on, like, he's still going through it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And maybe Goofy's going through it, so maybe he feels like, I gotta just lighten up because we lost mom. You feel me?
There's both of them.
If that was the case, that's the theory that the mom died.
Yeah, they don't ever say nothing about it, literally. So we got nothing. We gotta go on theories and what we think the possibilities could be or any possible scenarios.
And it's crazy. Like the standout, the scene with Standout.
Love that song.
I low-key like that scene better than the concert scene, bro.
Oh, you talking about when he's running home?
No. I'm talking about when he's in school performing the song.
Yeah.
I almost like it better than the power line, the power line scene. Because obviously,
talking about the end?
Yeah. It's just like,
I think I do too.
I don't. It's hard to, like, I like both songs.
Both of them, they're phenomenal songs.
But I just like that scene better. I don't know.
Me too. Because I feel like he's taking a chance. Like, not even just taking a chance of getting in trouble, but taking a chance to stand out, above the crowd. Even if you got to shout out. You get it. You heard the words. So he's trying to stand out. Put a good impression on Roxanne to get her to notice him. Not even only the whole school. Yeah, he wants to, but his focus is Roxanne. That's why in the concert, if you notice, like not the concert, but when he did the performance at school, Roxanne was in the back of the crowd, right? You ever notice that? But then when Max goes to walk, and if I can make him stop and take a look at, and then you walk it, she's right in the front when he's talking to her when he's singing. She's right in the front now because that's all he sees. That's what his focus is. Even though she's sitting in the back of the crowd, you know what I'm saying? Like how did she end up in the front?
Well,
because that's all he sees. It's just Roxanne. That's my focus.
That's what he's focusing on.
Because you see when he gets up from rolling and falling, looking around, then he just looks in the middle and just Roxanne. That's all he sees.
You know what bugs me out, bro, about that song? And even my wife thought it said it too, because it's so funny, right? But in the end of that song, the Standout song, let me look up the lyrics real quick, bro.
Go ahead.
To see if you know what the lyrics are.
Okay.
Because I literally had to look it up.
I got you. So I'm going to start now, and I'll go.
right, let me find.
He gonna look up the lyrics because
right.
I pretty much know every word from that song. I mean, or from from when Max performs it to the end.
So this is like the last verse. It goes, "If I could make you stop and take a look."
If I can make you stop and take a look at me instead of just walking by.
Right. So
if
you ever listen to the song, it sounds like you're saying. It sounds like it's saying Pokemon. Bro, when you listen to the song, now, like I said, if you say Pokemon when that line
that's horrible.
On, it sounds like it, bro.
Does it?
For the longest time, I used to be like, Pokemon.
It's not saying Pokemon.
Obviously, he says walking by, but
yeah.
Bro, it cracks me up every time that like now my wife can't unhear Pokemon, bro. Wait till you.
I never knew what it said before until I looked at the actual, the subtitles. And then now I know that part, if I can make you stop and take a look at me instead of just walking by.
You had to look it up.
There's nothing that I wouldn't do if it was getting you to notice I'm alive. That's fire. All I need is half a chance, a second thought, a second glance to prove I got whatever it takes. It's a piece of cake. A stand out. Like what? I know the words, bro. I sat there one day and I read the subtitles because I wanted to know exactly what he was saying, and now I got it memorized. Like
for me, like but Eye to Eye, bro. That song was just so well put together, bro.
Both of these songs.
Sit
there. People gotta. If you sit there, listen to the lyrics. Bro. The song is fire. The way it sounds, the melody, the rhythms. But if you people actually sit there, listen to the lyrics, bro. Powerline is talking. Like he is talking to you. What? Like he is really saying stuff. Like you gotta really listen because he's talking that truth, that knowledge.
Yeah, man. I tell I was just banger, man, girl.
It was.
Like,
I love how they did that.
And the thing is, like, I don't feel like Stand Out got enough respect until now, bro. It's
That's
like,
sad.
Because when you thought about Goofy movie, you thought about the Eye to Eye song.
Mm-hmm.
You mean? But now it's like, I don't know, man. Like Stand Out kind of like
stood out. It stood out.
Stand Out's a banger. And
Stand Out stood out.
I mean, after today, bro.
Yo,
today's a banger.
That one
bro.
too, yo. What?
Bro.
He look right through me. When he's standing at that mirror, he looks in the mirror.
It's Caesar.
Huh? No, but he sees in the mirror. But no. If you ever pause it, when Max is looking in the mirror, you can see the cover of Aladdin in the store.
Oh, I never noticed. Bro.
I didn't know until I seen this one video that told me the secret. I'm like, it is Aladdin. Like you gotta pause the movie. Like it's there. It's when he's looking in the store.
It came out before, like the year before.
Yes, it did. So he's looking in the mirror like this, and you see Aladdin in the store. Like it's hilarious. That's so dope. But yo, man, and that song too. People sleep on after today. Like
it's so good and it's funny too because like you're getting like the perspective of so many kids. Like you ever notice the two gothic girls, bro,
on the bus.
Like no more prep rallies. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Bro, every time, and like I said, my daughter knows this song so well that she can act out every scene, bro. So can you imagine she goes, you know what I mean?
Did you ever see the live action remake of the song?
Oh yeah, bro.
That is so cool.
Good,
the kid
bro.
that did that, I don't know, he got a whole bunch of people together and made an actual live action music video of that.
I think they
after
did more
today
now
scene.
too.
They probably. I want to see it. I gotta check that out.
But that song, it's the definition of high school.
It is. The whole thing. Oh, how does it start again, bro? I forget. When the dad kisses them, the boys see him laughing at him they're laughing at him as they're going down the street. That's messed up.
Bro.
So then, how does he start it?
I got you. I gotta look up the lyrics now, bro.
Yeah, I'm mad I can't think of it right now because I know once I hear the first line or first words of it, I know I know this whole song. Like it's crazy. What?
They've been laughing
since I could remember, but they're not gonna laugh anymore. No more Maxie the Geek, no more Goof for the Week like before. No more algebra tests till September. No more looking at losers like him. No more having to cheat. No more mystery meat. No more gym. No more gym. No more gym. No more gym. Gonna move to the mall. Gonna live in the pool. Gonna talk to Roxanne and I feel like a fool. And
no, you
bro.
Yeah, bro.
Did I get it right? We got it,
bro.
What we're telling we know though, bro. These songs, if I don't care if they ever made a top list of Disney songs, bro, after today, Stand Out, Eye to Eye is on the top for me, bro. They're just so fire. They're such good songs, yo.
I think they would definitely peak.
I'm sorry. Bro, please somebody make a list.
If we're talking
about animated songs, dog.
Yeah, if we're talking about cartoon songs, those three.
Yeah, cartoon. Just the
I
animated
even
ones.
think On the Road Again would have hit, bro.
That one, I like that one too, bro. All of them.
I think On the Road Again would hit, bro, because it's like.
Even the one John, hey, gather around my pounds a pound, join the jam.
I don't know about that.
I'm joking.
You know
That one I'm joking, but it was
possum song.
Possum Park. It was a funny song though, catchy, but I wouldn't put it up there. But it's a funny song. I give it that. The little girl with the missing teeth, yeah. Watch you look at him. That is so talking about yeah, and just teeth missing.
Bro, it's just such a banger, bro.
The songs were fire. Disregard the possum party, but it was a funny song. I just wanted to throw it in there because it was hilarious. But a lot of the songs they're really good songs, man. You remember Bigfoot is stay in the light with the headphones?
Yeah.
Behind the car, yo.
You know what else is a good ass song too, bro?
Which one?
What's the name of the song? Nobody Else, bro.
Nobody else but you. Yep.
Bro.
Just two. We're stuck together. No. Yo, yeah.
That's the song where Max started to realize. That's when he started to realize, like, oh man, my dad has been there, bro.
Yeah, he just.
You know what I mean?
No. The line, bro. He's like, I'm not your little boy anymore. I know that. Yo.
Yeah.
And then he was like, what did he say? He said, I know you're not a little boy no more, but you're my son. What did he say? And you'll always be my son. Like, oh my God, I'm mad that I can't remember the line right now because that line always gives me goosebumps when he says that. You know what I'm saying? Like, basically, I know you're not a little kid anymore, but you're still my son.
It don't matter.
You'll always be my son.
No matter, and even in that song, nobody else but you.
I have my own, there we go. I have my own life, Dad. I know that. I just wanted to be part of it. Like that, John. It's like, that was a good one, Goofy. Yeah, he has his own life, but your dad just wants to be part of it. Like even though you're not a little boy anymore, you're still his son. All right, that ain't gonna ever change. He gonna be your dad. He gonna always act like your dad. Like that's just it. Like, and I always love that part right there. Like I feel like he put Max, like he was like, that's when Max got it. Like, dang.
Yeah,
okay, all right,
even in the like
that's when he realized
Nobody Else But You song, Goofy's basically saying, even when you act up, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like there ain't nobody else but you.
Yeah, like I'm gonna be here.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna be here.
Like you mean? And that's when it clicked for Max. So
yeah,
like, you mean?
Like that song, man, it was like Goofy could really explain to him what he's trying to do, and I mean, that was a good song, bro. That's like a sleeper too, because most of the time when people think of the movie, the songs they think of is Eye to Eye and Stand Out, and After Today. But it's like they don't really want to pay attention to the other songs when the other songs got a lot of good messages and content in it also that you should be listening to.
Right.
Even when they're on the road, you like listen to that one too.
But the perfect cast, bro. Let's talk about the perfect cast, bro.
The perfect cat.
Cast,
you talking about the dance and the fishing joint?
Bro, that was that was the lesson in the whole entire movie, bro. Because that literally is what saved Goofy's life.
Period. Yes.
Because I said, at the end of the movie, the waterfall, and he does the perfect cast, and he saves Goofy's life, and he rolls him up, and what's the first thing Goofy says?
Wait, when?
So when they go off the waterfall.
Oh yeah.
Right, and Goofy is falling, and Max flips the rod around, and he does the whole thing and catches it.
Give him a little teapot, and then fly.
Right.
Yep.
And he gets Goofy. What's the first thing Goofy says?
The perfect cast.
And that was like, yo, I just taught you a lesson. You know what I'm saying?
But that perfect cast, all right. That led to a lot of things. It even started the whole thing with them getting trapped in the car with the Bigfoot. Him teaching them the perfect cast, throwing grabbing Pete's steak.
It was the movie, bro.
You got to think about it. You mean because
at the when they're about to go on the trip and he pulls out the rod like, it's been passed down from goof to goof to goof.
Right there.
Bro.
They didn't even know.
The perfect cast, bro.
This rod was going to be a big piece of the movie. You don't even realize it until you watch it and then really think about it.
It was the movie, bro.
You mean,
because, like I said, it was a reason for the trip. You know what I'm saying?
The fishing.
Right. And then, like I said, the whole Bigfoot thing. The whole Bigfoot
I feel
scene.
like you're gonna say what I'm... Yeah.
It was the reason why they ended up in the car.
You know what I'm saying? They connected better and did the whole
dad
suit.
Yeah.
Oh, where did you learn to do that? Well, your granddad taught me that.
Yeah.
When he popped the can, like, you know what I mean? Like, it caused them to they were forced to get along now and connect. Because where you gonna go? You can't leave Max. You can't run out the car and be upset now because Bigfoot's out there. He's gonna trash you. You can't. Right. So you're forced to spend time with your dad, learn, and connect.
Which caused him to change the map.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Hey, that would have never happened.
Right.
But it had to happen.
You know, it was so
cause and effect.
That when Goofy landed on stage, what's the first thing Max said?
Dad, do the perfect cast. And he's like, and he started doing it, a little moonwalk with it, and then Powerline started doing it. And Powerline caught it instantly. Bro. And Powerline. Speaking of Powerline, the way Disney and how they incorporated to make how they wanted Powerline to be was a mixture of 3 artists. Okay, like it was based off of Michael Jackson, Bobby Brown, and Prince. They took these 3 artists, mixed them, and made Powerline. I thought that was fire.
And the fact that they used all of Prince's background singers too. Because Powerline was a backup singer for Prince.
Oh, the little ball?
Yeah.
That does the voice of Powerline?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. That's fire.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. Didn't know.
Man, what's the bull's name, bro?
The little bull from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. That's what I know him as. I'm sorry. He was in that one episode with Ashley's birthday party.
Is it Trevor Campbell or something like that?
Yeah. Okay. Alexa, who does the voice of Powerline in a Goofy movie?
According to an Alexa Answers contributor, the singer who sings the song titled "Stand Out" in the Goofy movie is the legendary R&B singer Tevin Campbell. Tevin Campbell also provides the singing voice of the character Powerline. By the way, you have a new notification. Do you want to hear
Alexa, stop. Thank you. Yeah, I'm about to get my notifications. Like, you got an email.
But not just him, though, but the big jump.
Yo.
She is
and then she's doing the shimmy.
Bro, that's my favorite part of the song. And I'm so mad they waited for like the last 10 seconds to put her in like that.
Yo, she was fired. And she was one of the ones that were on the way to the concert.
Yeah.
The big chick in the car.
She was also a backup singer for Prince. Bro.
I didn't know that. That's dope.
So much soul, bro. Like
everything in it.
Oh, man.
This is why a lot of people, for some reason, made it that this movie was the first like Disney black animated movie, and it like technically wasn't. It's not, but the fans, the audience, the people, because of how Max acted, the way he dressed, the music, the people that Powerline, the way he looked and how they danced and acted.
Oh, Powerline was definitely a black guy.
That's what I'm saying. And
Powerline
then,
was definitely black.
That's what you know what I mean. And then you got Max and Goofy, like they got the black fur, technically, but it's I don't know why fans made it like that, but I can see the comparisons and why people would think that. And we didn't have no black Disney movie, so guess what? A Goofy movie's gonna be it.
I mean,
that's what they.
Lion King.
And that. But that's what I'm saying. So,
listen, what I'm trying to say is
they make a whole cast of black people, but then let's make them lions.
Yeah, nah.
Like what?
This is like if you want to talk about.
That's hilarious. I thought it was funny. Not no race. Like it was funny. I thought it was funny.
I do think it was definitely one of the first cartoon movies that was for the culture. But the reason why, and this is my personal opinion, the reason why I say that Goofy and Max weren't black, because you gotta remember, Max was the unpopular kid. He was the one that got picked on. You mean, so if anything, he was the white kid inside of a black in a minority school.
Yeah.
You know
that's what it felt like. I'm saying the feel.
I always say that, for example, like Roxanne, she wasn't black. She was Spanish.
She was Spanish. The little mole.
Bro, she
gave me like.
She was Spanish, bro. Dad was Spanish. You know what I'm saying?
She reminds me of like a Spanish like cartoon Topanga. I don't know why. That's just how I always seen her.
Pete was black.
P was black. Yo, P was. I'm sorry.
Yeah. He's the black dad.
Yeah, nigga, thumb goof. Like, he's like, oh, when he was bowling on top of the RV. Oh, well, you almost had it. Almost. Watch this. PJ! Yes, sir. Come on, sir. Yes, sir.
So I do
points, and then ball goes and kicks it. Like, it was crazy.
I do think that, like, a Goofy movie was definitely a movie for the culture. And I think it had a whole bunch of culture mixed in it.
Yes.
Powerline was definitely a black guy.
He was. He looked like it. They based him off of 3 black performers.
You know what I'm saying?
And it just... See, that's what... Like, it wasn't a black animated movie, but... You could have fooled us a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, it was too many comparisons, too many... It was for the culture. Definitely.
For sure.
And I think they did it perfectly, and they didn't even try. That wasn't even that wasn't what they were trying to do. But that's just how it came off. That's what it is.
It definitely wasn't.
It came out perfect, though.
It's not what they were trying to do.
No, it was literally not.
But what they were trying to do is they were trying to make it more relatable for people, which is why they made Goofy the way they made him. Mm-hmm. They didn't make him as Goofy.
Yeah, you mean the joke is like too much joking.
They didn't make him a goofy.
Talking ridiculously, all crazy, being like how he was in his old cartoons. Because they're Goofy. Like Goofy existed before Goof Troop, before a Goofy movie. Like he was already a staple in Disney. Right. But he was always that guy in little snippet, little cartoons, and just him basically not really talking, just being goofy, like doing ridiculous things, getting hurt. Damaging things, destroying stuff. But that was what Goofy was. But
they made him more human-like.
More human-like, but they still kept his goof. And it was funny, too, because when we were watching, because you've seen the biography thing of it, too.
Oh, man.
You mean?
Very fire.
Not just a goof. Like, if y'all ain't see that, go see that. It's on Disney Plus. Fire. You mean, who was it? One of the guys in there, they wanted to make Goofy, like... They wanted to change Goofy, like, to be... Goofy.
It was the president of the company.
Like
the guy running the show.
Yeah.
Wanted to make him super goofy.
Yeah, like super goofy.
And they realized that wasn't going to work.
Yeah, and then they wanted him to talk like regular or something. They wanted him to talk goofy all the time. Like no, I'm glad they didn't.
They wanted to change. They wanted to change the voice in general, make him sound more human. They didn't want him to sound goofy at all.
You're right.
They were trying to use Steve Martin. They were trying to use Steve Martin as. And they said Steve Martin. All I thought was like, the Pink Panther. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, it was that him?
Yeah.
Oh,
no. It's the guy from Pink Panther. No. Steve Martin has a lot of classic.
Yeah, I know, but no. You keep goofy.
They were trying to take out the guy who does the voice for Goofy.
No, that would have been a horrible.
And
the movie would have flopped.
So what they did was they told the guy who voices Goofy. Mm-hmm. Say the lines without sounding like Goofy, and that's what he did. And they played it for the guy, and the guy realized, like, that sounds dumb. It sounds dumb,
horrible, and the movie flopped back then, but it would have like enormously flopped.
It wouldn't have been a cult classic today.
It wouldn't be right. It wouldn't be. Yeah, it would not be even relevant now because they changed the voice, but because they kept it. Thank God, the movie continued to thrive, and it's like what? It's like wine. Fine wine. You know what I'm saying? How wine gets better with time.
It definitely aged well with time.
It definitely did. And it sucks because it was already phenomenal from the beginning. But it definitely got better as the years went.
People, like I said, I'm surprised that people didn't recognize this movie for what it was until 10 years ago.
That's horrible. We recognized it immediately. Like it was just a great movie, and the whole fact of Goofy and then just being a single parent dad and doing his thing as a parent. There are a lot of single dads in here apparently, so whatever, but we got it.
It definitely was for the culture, bro.
It was,
and like I said, I hate the fact that people try to pull like race into everything, but if Goofy was a black dude, that was a win for the culture, bro.
That's what I'm saying, and it wasn't.
Because you got to realize in the 90s. All you saw was movies were like absent fathers. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
In the black culture, you feel me? So that was a win for us.
And it was like that a lot. And it's kind of just to point out, it's sad, but even like the Lion King, you killed off Mufasa. It's like why? Aladdin. Where's Aladdin's dad? We don't see him until part 3, King of Thieves.
They're always trying to kill off some parent.
And it's not only black parents, that's not what we're saying. We're not even on that. Like, we're just talking about parents, period. Like, we were happy that Goofy was just a single dad doing his job as a father. That's it. I mean, but
Facts.
yeah, I don't know what's with that. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, Lion King, dad died. The Lion, you don't know where his dad is until like part 3.
Bambi's mom.
Bambi, oh Jesus. Oh no, was it? Yeah, it was
Yeah,
Bambi's mom, right? Why am I
Bambi's
just Bambi's
mom,
dad? I'm tripping.
Fox
But-
and the Hound, bro.
Fox and the Hound, bro. Yo,
I don't even
yo,
know if
why
that's a
always-
Disney movie.
Why do parents keep getting? It is a Disney movie.
Hey.
It is. You're good. Yes. Where did? Bro, Cinderella, bruh. Her dad died, and now the stepmom got to take care of her with the stepsisters, and they're treating her like crap. Like, so it's not only black. It's anybody.
Beauty and the Beast.
Yo,
Where's her mom?
why is always a parent missing? So it has nothing to do with race. But why is
The
Disney?
Little Mermaid.
Oh my God, where's her mom? Yo, don't stop. Rapunzel. Well, yes and no.
Yes and no.
Yes and no. That was just some evil lady being a psycho. But either way,
Frozen, bro.
why did her parents gotta die?
Tarzan.
Stop! Oh, my God! Like, oh my God!
We gotta make a podcast just
Oh
on
my
that,
God.
bro.
Stop. Silencio. That's a whole podcast. The disappearing parents of Disney. Look, anyways, why didn't we realize this till right now? That is wild. But yeah, that was a whole nother video. We on that because I don't know why Disney does. Why Disney? Maybe for dramatic effect.
We might have to cut this out.
Yo, we're gonna keep it though. But
back to Goofy.
that's a whole other video. We on
Yeah,
that.
I
We're
know.
on that next time. There's so much. What else? Because there's so much still from the Disney movie, a Goofy movie that can be touched on.
Yeah.
Like there's a lot of stuff that oh my God. All right, so when they're in the office, right? You remember when Bobby gets called into the office, right? And it's funny because I love Bobby's name. I said it previously in the video like a few times. But you know they're sitting there, they're talking, and you know they're in trouble. They're in the office. So Max sees Bobby in the corner. You know he's hidden in the corner.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't know what he's doing, but to us as adults, we're like,
hey, yo, Max.
hey, yo, Max, look, it's the Leaning Tower of Jesus. And then just slapped it in his mouth. And then the principal, Robert Zimmerowski. All right, coming. Here, Max, guard this with your life, dude. So,
Mazer.
yeah, what's up, bro? And I don't care what anybody says. Right there when he was like, Mazer, what's up, bro? Close the door. And you see him in the, bro, he is snitching everybody out.
Bro, yeah.
He's like, look, listen, bro, it wasn't even me. It was the little goof kid. It was the bull PJ. They dragged me into this. It wasn't even me, bro. I feel like he just snitched them all out because you see him do this when the door closes.
That just goes to show that he was like, yo, what's up, my guy? I've been here before.
I feel like he just snitched them out as soon as that door closed. But your theory is cool too.
Yeah.
But I think
because you gotta remember, PJ was already in there.
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
So
PJ
now
was already in
that's
there.
what I'm saying. So you know PJ gave up everything. As soon as he walked out, my dad's gonna squash me like a bug. You know he spilled the beans.
Facts.
He was a Puerto Rican bad chef because he spilled them beans everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to tell you. And then of course he brought in Robert Zimmerowski. So Robert, he's like, man, I know, boy. He had the I snitch face. You saw PJ come out with the I snitch face.
Yeah.
Like I told everything.
Yeah.
So Bobby had to go in there and flip it. Like, bro, yo, whatever he told you, he lied.
Max,
it was all them. Like
Max didn't even care, bro.
Max didn't.
But let me tell you something though. Here's my question. How in the heck did they get suspended on the last day of school?
Bro, I think the same thing.
That's like getting fired on your day off.
Come on, Craig.
Yeah,
Come on, Craig.
You feel me? Like, I always wonder, like, you mean,
I
he
always think
says,
that's
are you going to get suspended?
Yeah.
How you going to get suspended on the last day of school, bro?
I don't understand that. Like,
Do you know I got suspended, bro? Graduation week, bro?
how?
Bro. So listen, bro. I got suspended the last week of school, bro.
I didn't think that's possible.
I got suspended for 2 days, bro, because of skipping class.
Okay. Pretty sure everybody was doing that the last week.
It was, but so basically what happened was, like 2 weeks before, we were doing something in a class, right?
Uh-huh.
And I had asked Miss Kuhn if I can go to the clay class where we did pottery.
Yeah,
Remember when
pottery,
we were doing
John.
pottery?
Yeah, do it.
But instead of going to pottery, I actually dipped out,
Yeah.
and she saw me.
Mm.
And I did it 2 days in a row.
Okay.
Fast forward to like the last week of school, I get called into the principal's office and like, oh, we're gonna have to suspend you for 2 days. I'm like, yo, I graduate on Friday.
Really? Like you gonna just
take it as an early graduation because they can't stop me from graduating. So I literally got suspended the last 2 days of school, bro.
That's crazy.
Week.
That's wild.
2 days on the last week. So
yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, I get it. I guess.
Yeah, I guess. But what are they gonna do to Max the last day of school? What, you gonna expel me? You're gonna suspend me for a few hours? Like, what are you gonna do?
Like, I can't come on first day of school in September.
Like, right? All right, am I suspended like the first few days of school coming back? Like, what? How does this work? Right. Do I get summer school for this? Do I summer detention? Like, I don't know how he got penalized. I don't know how he got in trouble. It's the last day, bruh. Just let it slide. Let it rock. You know what I mean? Everybody have fun. No, this guy wanted him to have everybody do science slumber parties. Like, ain't nobody want to do none of that.
Fact.
And then, what was the one boy? Hey, yo, Stacy, talk to me, baby.
I told you who that is, right?
That was the nerd boy. But I don't care. He was the coolest guy.
I told you who did the voice of him, though,
Who was it again? That you did something.
Yeah. It's Dante Brasco. It's
the guy who plays Rufio. Yep. You did tell me that.
And he plays Prince Zuko in The Last Avatar.
That's fire. He did a lot of things actually that you told me too. The American Dragon.
Bro, he's done so
Jake
much.
Long.
Bro,
he did. I didn't even know how much he did until
He's done so much.
But the fact that guy, yo, Stacy, bro, and he was the fact that kid though, but that kid, he was a nerd because even in the song he was like talking about the comic books, you know. And he was a nerdy kid in school, but the fact that he had the courage to say that. Mad cool in the middle of the auditorium. Hey, yo, Stacy, talk to me. You know what I mean? Like, where did you get the courage to do that to one of the most popular girls in school?
That's how you know that school was so diverse because, like, Stacy was rich.
She was, and she was the braces girl, but she was still popular. She had the party at the end of the school. Everybody was gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? Everybody liked her. Like, you mean, she was cool. And the fact that this nerdy kid in the crowd worked up the courage to say that. Like, you don't...
Right.
Who you talking to Stacy? You crazy?
The fact that she invited the whole school.
Yeah, like, she didn't just...
She everybody.
She didn't single out nobody. Listen, so, I thought that was cool. That nerdy kid was able to do that and not get ridiculed or said... Nobody said anything to him. They left him alone. You would have thought somebody next to him like, man, shut up, dork. Like, no, nobody said nothing. That was his cool moment.
Facts, man.
And I think people they bypass that. And I always think like he was the cool kid. Like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. I don't know. There's a lot. This movie is really cool, and I wish we would have gotten more movies. And yes, we got an extremely goofy movie, but that's a whole nother video. But I wish we would have got more goofy movies. Like, I don't know how.
We didn't get more movies like we would have wanted because how it didn't do so good. Even though the movie made its money back and then some. They spent what they said like $12 million on the movie, and made $32 million. So they still made their money back.
Yeah, whatever it was, they still recouped their money. You know what I'm saying? It just wasn't.
I forgot what movie came out around the same time.
Oh, that messed it up.
No.
No, it was something in the way, though. There was another movie that also came out. What was it?
But there was a movie that came out at the time. The Goofy movie actually did better in numbers.
I can't remember what it was.
The movie made more money than the other movie. You know what I mean? But somehow they ridiculed that movie. Because they didn't like the way Goofy was. They wanted him to be more goofier. Yeah, and
I think the critics gave it a lot of crap too back then.
Yeah, they knew nothing. They knew nothing.
Man, y'all it's sad.
As soon as the culture got a hold of it, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and the movie was so much better than I don't know what these people were thinking back then. Because the movie was phenomenal. It should have been up there back then. With The Lion King, Aladdin, Beauty and the Beast, Little Mermaid. It should have been up there with those movies. But it sadly was not until now. 10 years ago. Right? Like, why did it take so long for it to be up there with the cream of the crop? You mean the top tiers?
And all those movies, like, And the thing that people who worked like on those other movies was part of the Goofy movie. Like the guy who directed the Goofy movie basically created the Little Mermaid. Like he created the character.
You're right. You're right.
The character. If it wasn't the Little Mermaid, I know he created Ursula.
I like Ursula though. Ursula was a good character.
Like, there was a lot of backing. There was a lot of great people working on this movie.
Yeah.
And the fact that it didn't do as well back then, and that is truly an original Disney character.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like you would have thought
truly
he would have just this is money. This is Goofy. He's one of
he's the OG.
Our triple threats. Mickey, Donald, Goofy. His movie's gonna blow. It's gonna go. And it just, I don't know why it didn't. It just didn't.
And the question is, why haven't the others gotten, like, Mickey is the face of Disney, bro. He's never gotten his own standalone movie, bro.
Exactly. Don't give me those, Mickey's Christmas and Mickey. No. I'm talking about a major
movie.
I'm talking about an actual Mickey Mouse movie where he has a story, something with Minnie Mouse, like something.
Bro, wanna know why, bro?
Mickey Jr. Like,
bro,
nothing.
You can't, bro. There ain't no other Disney character like Goofy, bro.
There's not.
Like, Donald and Mickey, they don't even have kids, bro.
They don't. They don't.
They're technically not even married, bro.
Those
are, like...
Bro, that's crazy.
They got girlfriends, bro.
They do. They got Minnie Mouse and he has Daisy.
They don't even, like... When you're watching cartoons, like, Mickey Mouse and Minnie Mouse, they're not married. They don't live in the same house. They go to his house.
I mean, they're king and queen in Kingdom Hearts.
Bro.
No, that doesn't count. Kingdom Hearts, they're king and the queen. King Mickey, Queen Minnie. No,
I don't count.
Fine. Maybe they're not married. Who knows?
If you watch Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, they go to his house, bro. Minnie goes to his house.
Where's Minnie Mouse? Minnie don't live there.
Yeah,
Minnie
she don't. My man Goofy, in the earlier, like the original, like I want to say the 1940s, bro. He had a wife.
He did, but
he had a wife. They showed his wife,
but she was human.
She was human.
So, but they completely erased that from like history, right? Like because they thought that was weird with a human and then like a dog
you had Belle falling in love with Beast.
Listen, I get it, but then he turns into a human later. No. Okay, whatever. All right, but what I'm saying, I don't. They just like took her out because of that, and I don't know why. Like I didn't make the rules. You know what I'm saying? What? Leave him alone. He got a human wife. Who cares?
It's
Goofy's a dog. He's walking and talking. So what? She fell in love with Goofy. Who cares?
Goofy, and you gotta realize, like, Goofy, like those dogs in the movie, they're considered, like Disney explained is, they're considered like high on the evolution chain.
Okay,
so which is why Pluto didn't talk, because he was a regular dog.
Yeah, I never understood. I never.
But now you know.
You got Goofy over here walking Pluto like
Goofy
what? It's a dog walking a dog.
Goofy is literally human-like. He's high on the evolution chain.
Mm-hmm. Yes, he is.
Pluto was a regular dog.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Mickey Mouse, like Daffy Duck, all them characters, they're high on the evolution chain. So it's what Disney says.
Exactly. So whatever. The woman fell in love with Goofy, higher on the food chain, evolution chain animal. Who cares?
But anyway.
Whatever.
Goofy is the creme de la creme out of all of them because, like I said, he got his own movie.
He literally did.
They couldn't have pulled that off. First of all, they couldn't have pulled that off with Daffy Duck.
The Donald.
Donald Duck.
I got you.
Yeah, they're all the same guy.
Hey, they're all the same. They're all ducks. Mighty Duck, Donald Duck, Goofy Duck, Goofy Duck.
They couldn't have pulled that off with Donald.
No, they
couldn't have pulled that off with Mickey Mouse.
They ain't got no kids. What story? I can't even think of a story right now for Mickey Mouse and Donald Duck. Another Christmas movie? Like, I got nothing. Maybe Mickey saving Minnie from like an evil Pete or something. I don't see it being.
You know what that sounds like?
Mm-hmm. Like Mario?
Yes.
Exactly. So they can't even do that because Super Mario already does that, and they literally just came out a movie that they just did phenomenal. So now if Mickey Mouse does that now, people are just gonna see Mickey Mouse as, he's trying to be Mario. Now he has to go save Peach. I mean, not Peach, but you see what I'm saying? Mickey Mouse has to go now save Minnie from evil Pete. And Pete looks and kind of sounds like Bowser. So it would never work. So now they got to concoct some new story. What's Donald going to do?
Donald's going to be, he's Luigi.
You see what I'm saying? So now they can't.
What's the? Is it Daphne?
And then look, now look.
Daisy.
Donald's girl. His girlfriend is Daisy Duck, just like Luigi's girl, Princess Daisy.
Yeah.
So it's never gonna work. The Mickey Mouse it would flop, or it would be too compared that Disney. Oh, y'all are copying Mario and Illumination.
Unless they purposely did it that way.
They might get lucky.
Unless they purposely made it that way, but
they might get lucky. But or you're just gonna have to take a whole different path. You're gonna come out with a whole different idea. Don't do no Minnie getting kidnapped and it's Pete. It ain't going. I already see it now. The comparisons. It's gonna be too much. And the Mario movie, it did way too good for people to be like, just not care. Who cares? No. The Mario movie didn't flop. It hit what, over $1 billion in the box office. Like, no, it's like number 2, 3, 4 in animated movies ever. Like, no, it's not gonna fly.
But
yeah,
when we bring it back to the Goofy movie, I'm kind of happy they didn't touch it no more, because the Goofy movie, it's a masterpiece, bro.
It is.
You know what I'm saying? It is a masterpiece, and I would have been fine without the Extremely Goofy movie.
And we like the Extremely Goofy movie.
Yeah,
it's actually really good.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, I guess that's a whole nother video on its own.
I'd have been fine without it though.
I mean, but yeah, like
it is a masterpiece.
And you know what? Speaking of that, because the art design in Extremely Goofy was really good, but in a Goofy movie, the art, the animation, the drawing, it all looked really good. Right. It was. I don't feel like it was like a just like a B studio, like Studio B. Like, oh, we got Studio A working on Aladdin and the Lion King.
That's how they treated it, though, bro.
But that's where they sent it.
Well, yeah, we don't got enough money for y'all, so we're gonna send you out to Paris. Yep. That's what they send you to Paris.
You're not gonna get Studio A because they're working on the big movies. We're gonna send you to Studio B or C. But even though it was sent to the smaller studios, the movie looks great. It doesn't look like it was a crappy movie that they rushed on and they just did it just to do it. The art design, everything, it looked really, really good.
And you gotta realize, not only like, they also defined the fact that like the Goofy movie was the quickest animated movie they've ever made, bro. They did it in 2.5 years when it usually takes 4 to 5 years to pump out. Like the Lion King, all those movies took 4 to 5 years. They pumped out the Goofy movie in 2.5 years, bro.
And I put it up there with them.
And the majority of that time was basically them just trying to decide on the voice of Goofy, bro.
And a lot of things too. They had a problem too where there was like a black dot on all the pictures. So they had to redo the whole. It was crazy.
They had to go back.
They almost didn't do it. They were about to just drop the whole movie, and I'm glad they did not do that. I'm glad they didn't. They didn't let this one little black mark on every single picture.
Bro, trying to get this movie.
They did. It was. Go watch the documentary.
The language barrier between them and the French, bro.
Oh my god, that too.
They had to hire an interpreter just to like, basically, this is what the director wants, and she's like translating, and she's translating back and forth. So can you imagine, like, the whole Goofy movie was drawn by French people?
It's wild.
Crazy, bro.
And they drew it really good too. Like, it's just it's all good, man. The voice, the animations, the drawing, the colors, the songs, the everything about this movie, I feel like it was perfect. It didn't seem like that to them back then.
And I think
it's sad.
I think it flopped though. I think they considered it a flop because it didn't have. They were expecting it to be like the Lion King. Because Lion King came out just recently before.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like since it didn't reach the Lion King sales and box office and this and that.
And then I don't think it got as much promotion either. Like
it didn't. Nope.
If you ever watched like the trailer for like the Goofy movie compared to the trailer for like Aladdin and the Lion King, man, like you watch the trailer for the Lion King, you're like blown. Yeah. And then you watch the trailer they did for like the Goofy movies, like really?
That's what we get.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, and that's the lack of promotion for the movie, because like I said, they could have did so much more for this movie. And yeah, I don't care, man. A Goofy movie was perfect, pure perfection. I can't think of nothing wrong with the movie. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I mean, there ain't no moms in it, but you know what I mean. But I don't know. It was a perfect movie. I think they described and they got the message out in the best possible way. Absolutely. With a lot of amazing music and characters. You can't ask for nothing better than that, man. I feel like it didn't get its just due. It didn't get what it deserved, the respect, the credit, and just everything that it deserved back then.
Yeah.
And that really sucks.
It definitely didn't. You know, and it. Yeah, man. I just, like I said, the Goofy movie has a special place in my heart.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but more of like me being a father now.
Yeah.
Me not having a father growing up.
Mm-hmm.
In the sense of like my dad just never being here.
Yeah, no, I feel you.
It tugs me a different way. I view it a different way.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna make sure that when my son's old enough to understand, I'll make sure he watches it because me and my daughter watch it all the time.
Oh yeah.
You know, but it plays a big role in my life now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and like I said, with or without the 30-year anniversary, I feel like this video would have still happened.
Oh yeah,
because
that was gonna happen.
You know, I've been watching it with my daughter for so long now.
Yeah.
You know,
mm-hmm.
and
my sons too. They love it,
bro. So it's like it holds a special place in my heart that no other Disney animated movie holds, bro.
Yeah.
You know, we can talk about there's other movies that are way better in animation, or you know, there isn't any other Disney cartoon that has better music.
It's so good. Or there's no other Disney movie that does this. The message that the Goofy movie put out there. Every other Disney movie is pretty much the same.
I think if they would have advertised this movie for parents, bro, they would have did a whole lot better.
Yeah, even like bad advertising, just lack of promotion, and then it all put a part in its failure. You know, I do this because it didn't fail to us.
Yeah,
I think it succeeded, it thrived, and it blew our minds, and it was a great movie. I don't care what any critic or what these Disney people were saying about it. Like, I don't care, man. Nah.
I hope people make it to the end of this video so they can really see, like, you know, we've talked about it, we've joked about it, but this movie means a whole lot to me, man.
Yeah.
You know, it just, you know, like I said, it tugs my heart, and it's forever gonna be a classic. And I can't wait to the 40-year anniversary, bro.
What? Yeah.
We're gonna be in our 40s.
And then we still gonna be watching it.
We're still, yeah.
And my son still watch it to this day. It definitely gets played at least once a month in my house, or multiple times. Like it, I can't.
Once a day,
you know what I'm saying? Because my son, he goes through the movies like crazy on his tablet, but I hear Goofy movie just about all the time. Like, even if I don't watch it, but he's watching it, it's playing the music because he loves the songs, and it's constantly in our lives. Like, it doesn't go anywhere.
And before we finish, for those who haven't watched Not a Goofy movie, not just a goof?
Not just a goof.
Yeah, the documentary.
The documentary on Disney Plus.
For those who haven't watched it, go and watch it because it's gonna give you more of an appreciation for the Goofy movie.
Yeah.
Like I already watched it twice.
Oh, nice.
And it just blows my mind, bro. Like just what went into it, what it took to make it, like the obstacles, but like it gave me an appreciation of the art. You know, it's just man, just go watch it. Go watch the documentary. If you never watched the Goofy movie, watch the documentary right after you watch the Goofy movie. Like it just.
I mean, or before, whatever you want to. Yeah.
Now watch it after.
After. Okay.
But watch both of them.
Yeah, actually, it's actually better because then it actually has to put everything together.
Watch the movie and then watch the documentary.
And then it'll all put it together, and then just even if you don't like documentaries, you're gonna like this one. If you ever seen a Goofy movie, or if you're about to watch a Goofy movie. It just puts it all together, and then it just helps you understand everything so much better, because they even explain in the documentary how the story even came about what was it, one of the guys or somebody that it was based off of him having a trip with like his daughter or something. You mean?
Yeah.
And they based the movie off of that, but it was with him and a son, and they used Goofy.
I think it was the guy like in charge. They basically
took his story.
So basically, like they wanted to make a Goofy movie. The guy wasn't for it, and then they basically like they kind of like he's like, if we're gonna do it, let's do it this way. He basically took the story of his own life.
And they
And then they kind of like ran with it.
Yep, and we got a Goofy.
Just watch the documentary. I'm telling you,
it'll tell you everything.
It's creme de la creme, and you know it's crazy because like the guy, I always forget his name. I want to say it's Jeff or whatever. The guy who was in charge, he got fired after this. You know what I'm saying? He got fired after this, right?
Yep. And what did he do?
He went on to help found DreamWorks, bro. So it's like, and because of him, we got Shrek.
Yeah. So
so basically,
man, look, that's a whole Disney don't even know what they created.
He gave us a masterpiece. Disney fired him, and he took that. And with Steve Jobs, and
just a few months later too. It was, and then boom, we got DreamWorks.
Yeah,
DreamWorks Pictures. So Disney kind of created their own competition.
Not just that though, but we can also thank Disney.
Yeah.
Thank you, Disney.
Yeah.
For not seeing the potential, and it wasn't even about potential. He wanted basically like. He wanted royalties to the movies that he was making, and they were like, "Nah, we're not doing that. We're gonna let you go."
Disney.
Goofy was a flop. You're out of here. You know what I'm saying? That was right?
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But he gave us one of the greatest movies of all time, greatest cartoons of all time, and then they gave us DreamWorks.
Whole bunch of DreamWorks. We got DreamWorks is a whole nother video. We got y'all because that's like a whole nother Disney, but it's DreamWorks, and oh god. We got you.
Was DreamWorks, no, I'm thinking DreamWorks wasn't the one that Steve Jobs founded. Steve Jobs founded, what's the other one?
Not Illumination, right?
I don't know.
I know.
We'll get into it.
Yeah, we're gonna
have to research it, but nonetheless, here we are. We're done. I'm done.
You good?
Yeah. I can keep going, bro.
We can, but
I can keep going.
We'll leave it at that. And then this just gave us more ideas for other videos. Yeah. We got y'all. It's gonna get spicy. But a Goofy movie. You know, there you go. A quick assessment, analysis, review, podcast, talk, conversation, discussion, whatever you want to call it. It's all of it.
Yes.
Of this phenomenal movie that we wanted to touch on, and the first movie just on its own that we've talked about, and it will not be the last because there are tons and tons of Disney movies that we can talk about and give y'all. So yeah, I don't know if you made it this far. Any Disney movies that you want us to talk about, put in the comments. You talk to us and let us know, and we will make a video.
Yeah,
and talk about it. So Mr. Just Danny, you good?
I'm good.
He good. I'm good. We're hungry, so we about to be outie. But yeah, there you go, guys. GameAimPLUS. Please subscribe. Click that little bell button. That way, every time I upload a new video, it'll pop up on your phone. Like, you feel me, dog? You feel me? But yeah, y'all have a great morning, afternoon, night, whatever it is, wherever you're at. And we'll catch you in the next one. Booyah! Woo!